In this installment, we're going to be going over the MLB bet slate for Sunday, August 18th. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to bring you the winning ingredients for our August 18th Sunday MLB slate we got going on. But before we deep dive into that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsNetShetsD. Don't forget about that TikTok at Chef_D91. And don't forget about that Patreon. We'll talk about that very, very soon. Right now, we're at the homepage of the YouTube channel, currently at 7.94 thousand subscribers. This is the road to 10K, and we are well on our way because you guys are showing up each and every single day. If you're already subscribed, continue to like and comment because that helps the YouTube algorithm so we can grow to a broader audience. All right. Now, for the Patreon, all right, we gave out NFL preseason plays and MLB for Saturday. We had a mixed bag with the NFL, but my number one play here, tier one, was New York Jets. Tier one was Jets and Falcons. Falcons somehow messed up a 2-point conversion, but Jets came through. We had that ticket there. And we had two upsets. We had the Giants that didn't come through, but we also had the Lions. So that helped a lot there. And we also had these two plays in the MLB. Tampa Bay Rays and New York Mets that came through as well as a parlay. And as you can see, Detroit Lions. So hopefully some more stuff comes through towards the end of the night and we can cash in on that as well. But if you want to get involved in this community, it's people throwing plays all over in that group chat, people bouncing off ideas. So if you want to get connected, go to that link provided down below in the description. All right, you get daily bets, future bets, and access to that group chat. And also remember, down below, Monday through Friday is going to be the bet stamp article that you can go through and click and get more free bets. I'm so excited to announce I have partnered with BetStamp and Sign Up Expert to provide you guys with an easier way to sign up with any sportsbook in your area. If you go to the link in the description down below, you will be directed to this page you see here. It automatically displays all available sportsbooks in your area plus their current promotions. For example, you could take the plays given in this video and apply it to any other sportsbooks you don't currently have and reap the rewards. Now let's get into the slate. Next up in PNC Park here, we have the Seattle Mariners, 63-61, going against the Pittsburgh Pirates, 58-64. We have the Mariners as road favorites, -155 on our money line, with the comeback of the Pirates at a +130. Total runs set at 8. So for that particular game, I wonder why they do not have the pitchers up yet as of right now for that particular game. Let me see if I can get it over to you for the Sunday slate so we can see who's going to be pitching in that game. I already got George Kirby and Jake Woodford. But you know how things can change between two different sites, and sometimes they call a pitcher and then sometimes they don't. And then I wake up in the morning and then it's a different pitcher. So that pisses me off a lot. But it's going to be George Kirby and Jake Woodford. All right. So right now, Kirby 8-9 with a 3.42 ERA, 1.09 WHIP. Jake Woodford here 0-4 with a 5.87 ERA and a 1.26 WHIP. Let me see. Do they have? No, they don't have none of the. All right, but it's the same line here that we're going off of. All right. So for George Kirby, all right, he has been very solid on the road here for the Seattle Mariners. He does have a slight issue against lefties. So versus lefties, a 2.67 home run per 9 and a 298 batting average. So he's giving up power and a decent amount of average to lefties. But the Pirates offense won't throw out that many lefties. At most, he's going to see 3 lefties in this offense. So that's going to bode well for him in this situation here. Also with that whip is a 1.48 whip. So 298 batting average and 1.48 whip. But he's only going to see 3 lefties here. Jake Woodford on the other end he has a righty issue and a lefty issue. Versus righties, a 280 batting average, a 1.33 whip. And versus lefties, he's going to be giving up a 2.45 home run per nine. We were all over the Pittsburgh Pirates in the last two games here. They got a decent opportunity here to sweep this Seattle Mariners team here, but I'm going to rely and trust in George Kirby, who I think is the better pitcher in this matchup. Couple question marks here with Jake Woodford in the walk department. He's not striking out guys at a very high clip at all, and he's giving up hits to righties as well and power to lefties. All right, so I'm going to be relying on the Mariners in this one and George Kirby. Give me the Seattle Mariners minus 160 on the money line to not get swept in this game here, and give me the under 7.5 to salvage the series. In Citizens Bank Park, we have the Washington Nationals 55 and 69 going against the Philadelphia Phillies 73 and 50. Phillies are substantial home favorites minus 185 with the comeback of the Nationals at a plus 150 and a total run set at 9.5. For the public bet percentage, 90% of the bets, and we have 60% of the money on the Philadelphia Phillies here. We have some sharp money, as you can see, coming in on the Nationals. All right, for the total run, 63% of the bets and 58% of the money towards the over 9.5. And for the starting pitching matchup, Jake Irvin, 9-10 with a 3.72 ERA, going up against Tawan Walker here, 3-4 with a 5.68 ERA here. All right. Jake Irvin has been stronger on the road. He dominates righties as well. The only issue for him, he's given up some power to lefties with a 1.71 home run per nine. All right, so one little blemish there for Jake Irvin, who has been pretty surprising for this rotation of the Washington Nationals. Tawan Walker, he had a good season last year. Well, decent season, but he's been absolutely horrible this year. Has pitched very poorly at home and on the road with an above 5 ERA in both situations. All right, versus lefties, he's given up a 1.93 home run per nine, a 10% walk rate, and versus righties, he's given up a 3.14 home run per nine, 13% walk rate, a 293 batting average, and a 1.81 whip to go with an xFIP with a 5.26. So both iterations here, lefties and righties. Nationals are in a very good position here, and that's why you see that sharp money coming in on the Nationals, because they know Tawan Walker is a guy you want to attack. So I'm going to be rolling with the underdogs here. Give me the Nationals plus 150 on that money line. And if I had to go with the over-under, I am going to lean towards the under 9.5. I do expect the Nationals to get towards the Phillies, but I expect a very good pitching performance from Jake Irvin to keep this total under 9.5. In the Great American Small Park here, we have the Cincinnati Reds, currently 60 and 63, going up against the Kansas City Royals, 68 and 55. Looking at the odds, this one is split down the middle here. 110 Reds minus 110 Royals. Total looking at a 9.5. All right, for this one, public bet percentage, 88% of the bets, 83% of the money towards the Cincinnati Reds. The home, well, not even home favorites. This is even. For the total run, 70% of the bets and 68% of the money towards the over 9.5. For the starting pitching matchup, Brady Singer, 8-8 with a 3.32 ERA, going up against Andrew Abbott is on the mound, 10-9 with a 3.59 ERA. All right, Andrew Abbott has been a reliable pitcher here for the Cincinnati Reds, especially at home. He has a 3.34 home ERA, which is pretty solid, but he does have a little bit of an issue versus righties at home, a 1.71 home run per nine. A 10% walk rate, which is never good when you're giving opportunities to the team to have guys on base. And the average is decent, 255 batting average and a 1.45 whip. All right, the whip is high because that walk rate is helping it as well. So Andrew Abbott, besides those blemishes versus righties, he has been very consistent at home. On the other side, Brady Singer, he has been pretty good for the Royals as well, but he has a major issue against lefties, and his road ERA is a 4.47. This is definitely a spot that the Reds can exploit, and the Reds have been getting embarrassed in this Royals series here at home. So I do expect a little bit of revenge here in this final matchup between these two teams in Cincinnati. So those issues for Brady Singer versus lefties, it's a 2.86 home run per nine, a 385 batting average, a 2.29 whip, and the BABIP is over 400 at 423. He's going to see at least 4 lefties here in the lineup of the Cincinnati Reds, and I expect the Reds to bounce back here and fight back against these Royals. So give me Reds on the money line, and for the total, give me the over 9.5 for this particular game here. In American Family Field here, Milwaukee Brewers 71-52 going up against the Cleveland Guardians 72-51. Looking at the odds, -135 for the home favorites in the Brewers, with the comeback of the Guardians at a +110. Total runs set at 8.5. For the public bet percentage here, 76% of the bets and 74% of the money towards the home favorites, Milwaukee Brewers. For the total runs, 79% of the bets, 78% of the money for the over 8.5. This starting pitching matchup we got here, we got Ben Lively, 10-7 with a 3.71 ERA, going up against Colin Rea, 10-4 with a 3.72 ERA. So both of these guys look pretty similar in record and ERA here. Colin Rea, he has been pretty solid for the Brewers, low whip and average to both lefties and righties, but his issue is power, okay? And that's versus lefties and versus righties. He's given up a lot of home runs, a 2.06 home run per nine versus lefties, and versus righties, a 1.82 home run per nine. Not to mention, in his last game against the Dodgers, he gave up, in 6 innings pitched, he gave up 7 earned runs and 4 home runs. So what I've been telling you here is that power issue for Colin Rea can definitely rear its ugly head at any given moment. All right. Ben Lively, on the other hand here, a 3.99 ERA on the road. He has a home run issue as well, a 1.82 home run per nine, a 1.55 home run per nine versus righties, a 267 batting average he's given up versus righties, a 1.38 whip, and the xFIP is at 5.15. All right. This game here, I do expect a lot of runs between these two offenses here to get towards these pitchers in Ben Lively and Colin Rea, mainly probably in that home run department. So give me the over on the 8.5. And if I had to choose a winner here, I do expect the Guardians to play it tough here. We're going with another underdog here. Give me the Guardians +110 on the money line. As you can see, all the juice is on that +1.5 because this team is definitely live for the win. And that's why they gave you a -200 on the +1.5. I'm going to be a little greedy. Give me the Guardians money line. And like I said before, over on the 8.5. In Busch Stadium here, we have the LA Dodgers 72-52 going up against the St. Louis Cardinals 61-62 here. Dodgers are road favorites, -130 on the money line, with the comeback of the Cardinals at a +110. Total runs set at 8. For the public bet percentage here, 82% of the bets, 91% of the money on the side of the Dodgers. For the total runs, 80% of the bets and 84% of the money for the over 8 total runs here. Clayton Kershaw, we got here back from the injury report here and working his way up back to full health. 1-2 with a 3.50 ERA. Going against Sonny Gray, 11-7 with a 3.93 ERA. This is the strong suit for Sonny Gray. He does pitch it better at home. He's been pretty elite at home with a 2.66 ERA. He has struggled in his last 5 starts. When you're looking at his last 5 games, he's given up 20 earned runs in the last 5 games. So that's definitely a cause concern. The strikeout numbers are still strong, but he's just giving up a lot of runs in each and every outing. When you're looking at his BVP, he does pitch pretty well against the Dodgers. So which one is going to rear his ugly head? What, the history of him facing these LA Dodger bats, or the fact that he has been struggling mightily and giving up runs here in the last 5 games, okay? On the other side, we got Clayton Kershaw. Like I said, is coming back up to speed. First outing was 3 2/3. Then he moved it up to 4 2/3. Now he's pitching 5 innings. So you see Clayton Kershaw getting stronger and stronger. Putting up solid numbers, not allowing any earned runs. I'm liking Clayton Kershaw to come out again here and put a little bit of a classic performance here. Give me Kershaw, give me the Dodgers, and I like the under here. So Dodgers on the money line and the under on the 8 total. I think the Dodgers bats eventually get to Sonny Gray in this pitching staff. In the Globe Life Field, we have the Texas Rangers 56 and 68 going against the Minnesota Twins 70 and 53. Looking at the current odds here, we have the Twins road favorites minus 120 with the comeback of the Rangers at a plus 100. Total runs set at 8. For the public bet percentage here, we have 59% of the bets, but 65% of the money on Texas. So the people are split here between the public and the sharps. Sharps on the side of Texas, public on the side of the Minnesota Twins. All right. Total runs here, 70% of the bets, 71% of the money towards the over 8 runs. Starting pitching matchup here, Pablo Lopez, 11-8 with a 4.67 ERA. Going against Tyler Mahle, 0-1 with a 2.79 ERA. Pablo Lopez, strong strikeout rate to both lefties and righties, giving up a low whip and average, but he's a guy that's given up power, and that's been a very big issue for him. All right, so versus lefties, a 1.64 home run per 9, and against righties, a 1.71 home run per 9. And then when you're looking at the BVP for Pablo Lopez going up against this Rangers team, it is absolutely horrible. He's given up a 348 batting average and 6 home runs and about 60 at bats here. So this is definitely a spot that the Rangers bats are very familiar with Pablo Lopez, and they do get towards him. All right. On the other hand, Tyler Mahle, 8 months ago signed the contract with the Rangers here. Finally getting some time up in the majors. And he's been pretty solid, all right? 4.23 home run per 9, 2 earned runs, 7 strikeouts, and 3 walks in 1 game. And the outing previously before that was 5 innings pitched, 1 earned run, and only 2 strikeouts. So he's limiting damage here. The strikeout numbers are going to be up and down. He's not really a strikeout guy, but definitely some positive signs here. I'm going to be going with Tyler Mahle continuing his strong pitching outings, and I'm going to be going towards the under. So give me the underdog Rangers at home plus 100, and give me the under on the 8 total. I expect the Rangers bats to get to Pablo Lopez yet again. In the Coors Field here, we have the Colorado Rockies 45 and 78 going against the San Diego Padres 69 and 54. Padres solid road favorites minus 200 with the comeback of the Rockies at a plus 165. Total runs set at 11.5. For the public bet percentage, 92% of the bets, 100% of the money all over the Padres here. And for the total runs, we have 56% of the bets towards the under and 50% split down the middle for that 11.5 total. All right. For the pitching matchup, Joe Musgrove 3-4 with a 5.20 ERA going against Bradley Blaylock here with a 4.05 ERA. Blaylock recently acquired from the Milwaukee Brewers. In his first start, 5 2/3 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, and 4 strikeouts. So that was it was an okay outing. The earned runs was a little bit of a question, but he is definitely having some issues with the walks. Okay, versus righties, he's giving up a 16% walk rate, so that is not good here. Giving opportunities here for this Padres team that is number 1 in the league versus right-handed pitching here. So that's not going to be a good spot for the Colorado Rockies and Bradley Blaylock. Joe Musgrove, on the other end, he's pretty weird. He's Jekyll and Hyde with the pitching. Similar to Spencer Arrighetti, who is on the Astros. He can have a good game one day, the next week he can have a bad game. You don't really know when that strong start is going to come. When you're looking at his numbers, they're a little bit concerning, all right? Versus lefties, a 360 batting average, a 1.74 whip, a 409 BABIP, and a 21% walk rate versus righties. So that's a big Jesus. 22% walk rate versus righties. Also versus righties, a 1.69 home run per 9, a 364 batting average, and a 2.63 whip. So depending on what Joe Musgrove shows up, it could really be a bad outing, or it could be phenomenal. All right, so that's going to be the question mark. The number one play here is going to be the over on 11. We got question marks on Blaylock, and they're going to be going to that bullpen. And we got more questions here for Joe Musgrove and which guy is going to show up in this particular game. So I expect a lot of offense, top play, over 11.5. I do expect, when it comes down to it, when we get to that 8th, 9th inning, and we're looking at bullpens here, the stronger side is on the Padres, and I would lean Padres on the money line, but I'm going to be sticking with the total runs, staying away from the spread, and taking the over on the 11.5. In Oakland Coliseum here, we have the San Francisco Giants 62-63 going against the Oakland A's 53-70. Looking at the current odds, we have Giants road favorites -185 on the money line with the comeback of the Athletics at a +150. Total runs set at 7.5. For that public bet percentage, 89% of the bets, 97% of the money towards the San Francisco Giants here. For the total runs, we got 72% of the bets and 65% of the money towards the over 7.5. For the starting pitching matchup here, we got Blake Snell 2-3 with a 3.91 ERA going to be against JP Sears 10-8 with a 4.32 ERA. Snell has been on a whole entire another level. When he came back from his injury, he obviously didn't start the season on time. He was just working his way in. He's fixed everything now, and he's looking like his old self. Literally, in the last 5 outings, he's only given up 5 earned runs, and he's had 59 strikeouts in those total 5 starts. So absolutely great performances from Blake Snell. Not to say the same here on the side of JP Sears. All right, JP Sears, solid, but struggles at home. Oddly, a 4.68 home ERA. He's having an issue against righties, all right? Not much in the home run department at a .99 home run per 9, but he's given up a .266 batting average, a 1.25 whip, and the xFIP is at 5. But if we're looking at some BVP, he's had some strong outings against this Giants lineup as well. So a little bit of an up and down for JP Sears. I'm going to be leaning towards Blake Snell. I think the pitching edge is clearly on the side of the Giants, and I think that the Giants offense will eventually get to JP Sears, and if not JP Sears, that bullpen as well. So give me the Giants here on the money line at a -185. If I'm going with the over/under 7.5 with Blake Snell on the mound, and that's going to be our selections for the Sunday slate. Definitely let me know in that comment section down below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know some props or plays that you got going on for Sunday. Or if you just want to say what's up, I'll say what's up back to you. All right. Also, remember that Patreon link is provided down below. You get access to daily bets, future bets, and access to that group chat. Like I said, is going off 24/7 if you want to join in on that. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll be back with another video very soon. Peace out.